Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am just Mike. You are watching and you are listening to episode number 81 of The Rock Out Wild Show, where it is not just a show, it is a way of life. Now, if you are new to this video and if you are new to this channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below this very video. You can also like or dislike this episode however you want to rate it, and share episode 81 of the Rock Out Wild Show on all of your social media platforms, from your Facebook, your YouTube, your X, your Snapchat, what have you, whatever social media site you use. Share episode 81 of the Rock Out Wild Show and tell everyone what the Rock Out Wild Show is all about, from your family to your friends to your co-workers to your acquaintances. Let everyone know what the Rock Out Wild Show is all about. As you see from the title of this very episode, I'm going to react to an old video of mine. That will be the main event for episode 81, where I react to a video that I uploaded in 2015, but I don't mind that. But I put it together in that year that was actually made in 3 years prior, in 2012. That would be the Mick Rock movie battle. And it's not just a battle of movies in 2012. It's not actually that. What it is that, don't mind that outside my door. It's basically a battle of every movie that I saw from past decades. This will be a thing where I will set up what my top 100 movies will be, and this will be the thing that will help me get to that list. That will be the main event for episode 81 of the Rock Out Wild Show. Also, we're going to take a look at On This Day in the world of film and television, music, and wrestling for August the 12th. But to kick things off for episode 81 of the Rock Out Wild Show, I'm going to react to a movie review that I recorded back in 2015, a movie called The Lazarus Effect. So what I'm going to do is first open up the webcam and say hi to everyone watching this all around the world. How are you all doing? So what I'm going to do is present share screen. And let's go to the review. Make sure audio is on. Perfect. Let's go full screen. And usually what I've been doing when I react to my old movie reviews, I guess the amount of points that I give each movie. I remember The Lazarus Effect not being all that great. I think I scored this below 50. I'm going to guess 46 points out of 100. That's my guess for The Lazarus Effect. But we'll see what I ultimately did score it. And let's react. In 3, 2, 1, action.
I just died and came back to life. Nah, I'm just kidding. Hey, what is up, and how's it going, all movie fans in the movieverse? Welcome to the Mike McRock Movie Review Show. Right now, I'm going to review The Lazarus Effect, and this movie is about a group of medical students who discover a way to bring dead patients back to life. Starring in this movie, you have Olivia Wilde, Mark Duplass, Evan Peters, and Donald Glover, and a couple of other people you might recognize from other shows or movies.
Right.
And going into this movie, this movie just felt like a generic horror movie that you've seen it all before, and I was pretty much right about that. This is one of those horror movies that you have seen it all before, so you're not missing out on much. But the thing is, with this movie has a talented cast in it.
Yeah.
And it just ended up falling flat on its face because of the messy plot.
Yep.
And they try to create subplots that really doesn't get resolved in the movie. But what I did like is the idea of this movie about, what happens after you die, and, do you see a white light? Do you go to heaven or hell? It creates, that debate of people trying to debate on things that happen, where do you go after you die, what happens when you die, and all that stuff, etc., etc. So that's what, to me, that's the big positive coming out of it. It does create that conversation to others about what happens to you when you die. Now, the other thing that I actually did like about the movie was the acting. It was functional, it was good for the most part. I liked the chemistry between Olivia Wilde and Mark Duplass. You really
Yeah,
felt like
okay.
that they do love each other. So their chemistry, I thought, was pretty good for the most part. So the acting, like I said, it was good in the movie. It just so happens that this movie was a mess of a plot, and they tried to tell the story in different ways, and they do different things at the end. I kind of don't agree with it because
Mm-hmm.
of the way this movie's presented and how it was written. So this movie
Fair.
is not a good movie. Don't fool yourself
Yeah, I figured
walking
that.
into this if you do go see it.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a couple of redeeming qualities in this movie, and one is the creepy imagery. I won't spoil the movie for you, but there are a couple of creepy imagery moments in the movie. The movie doesn't rely on too many jump scares, which I like, because the
Yeah,
problem with horror movies today is that they do rely on jump scares,
still do.
and too many of them creates a really bad horror movie.
Yeah,
Even though this movie is bad in its own right, at least it doesn't have too many jump scares. It only has a couple in it, and it tries to be creepy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's just one of those hit and miss type of things when it comes to this movie with the horror element to it.
yep,
And it's again one of those movies that really doesn't offer anything new in the horror genre. And I mean, in the horror
genre.
genre, you've seen it all before. And when
Write that one
you've
down.
seen it all before, you've seen it all before.
Pretty much.
I'm pretty much repeating. It's, if I were to summarize this movie with a few movies or shows, it's kind of like watching an hour and 15-minute supernatural episode,
Yeah.
only without Dean and Sam Winchester. It's very limitless. It has that element of Lucy and Dollhouse with the whole
Mm,
uh, working on the sci-fi element to it with the brain and how the brain works and all that stuff. They
yeah.
really try to throw things in there just for the sake of throwing them in. Case in point, the ending of the movie. I wish that the ending of this movie happened a lot sooner so that the plot in the story would do different things instead of doing the same old things that you see over and over.
Yeah.
So with that said, the Lazarus Effect delivered 55
Oh,
points out of 100.
oh.
If you saw this movie, what did you think about it?
Off by
Feel
nine
free to
points.
leave those comments in the comment section below, and you can also hit that subscribe button as well to get McRocked.
Yeah, so that was my reaction to my old movie review for The Lazarus Effect. I almost, well, I actually kind of did thought that I gave that movie a score below 50. Turns out I didn't, but not much above 50. 55 points out of 100. I was only 9 points off, but I knew it had to be somewhere in that range because I remember not liking the movie. I remember the movie not being all that good either. In retrospect, now when I watch this again, if it happened to be on some sort of streaming service with nothing to watch, it's a maybe, but I wouldn't immediately go out to watch this on streaming at all. So that was my take in the grand scheme of things, looking back at it in hindsight with the Lazarus Effect. Now we're going to get into a segment on the Rock Out World Show you all know that you're always going to get on the Rock Out World Show, and that is an installment I like to call On This Day. So let's present, share screen, and let's take a look at what happened on this day in the world of film and television for August the 12th. So what happened in years past? Well, in 1927, saw the film Wings, starring Clara Bow and directed by William A. Willman, premieres in New York as the first film as as the first film and one of only two silent films to win an Academy Award for Best Picture. Good trivia right there. In 1955, WPBT TV Channel 2 in Miami, Florida begins broadcasting. In 1956, KOTI TV Channel 2 in Klamath Falls, Oregon begins broadcasting. In 1972, revival of Stephen Sondheim's musical comedy A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum, starring Phil Silvers, closes at Luntfonte Theater, New York City, after 156 performances. In 1980, Warner Brothers Records release One Trick Pony, the fifth studio album by American singer-songwriter Paul Simon. It features the song Late in the Evening, and it is accompanied by a dramatic film of the same name, written by and starring Simon as well. In 1988, movie The Last Temptation of Christ is released. In 1999, Shakira records her first live album in New York City titled MTV Unplugged. And we all know that our hips don't lie. And those are all the events that happened, well, the big headlines for film and television for August the 12th. Now let's take a look at what happened on this day in the world of August 12th in music. As you see, there is a picture of the Beatles. So let's take a look and see what happened in years past for music here. On August the 12th, 1964, the Beatles' first film, A Hard Day's Night, opened in movie theaters across the U.S., captured at the height of Beatlemania, who was running wild, brother. The film blurred fiction with reality, with the band members playing themselves. A massive critical and commercial success, A Hard Day's Night earned 2 Academy Award nominations and inspired countless films, TV shows, and decades later, music videos. 2 years later, in 1966, the Beatles performed at the International Amphitheater in Chicago. It would be the first stop on their final U.S. tour. The Ronettes, Bobby Hip, Kreikel, and the Remains were the support acts for the 2 show appearance. In 1989, the Moscow Music Peace Festival began at Russia's Lenin Stadium. The 2-day event was particularly monumentous, as it marked the first time that the Soviet-era audience could stand up and dance. Previously, they were required to remain seated. Among the performers were Motley Crue, Ozzy Osbourne, Bon Jovi. Hopefully he can actually start to sing well eventually. Skid Row, and the Scorpions. In 1986, Prince played his first UK concert at London's Wembley Arena. The 3-night residency marked the first stop on the artist's European parade tour. In 1968, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, and John Bonham played together for the first time during a rehearsal at a studio in London West End. Within a month, they would start using the band name Led Zeppelin, and we all know that the rest is history. In 2009, guitarist Les Paul, born Lester William Paulfuss, passed away at the age of 94. Good long life. He lived a good long life. In addition to scoring several hits with his wife, Mary Ford, Paul was vital to the development of rock music. The musician not only helped to create one of the first solid body electric guitars, the Gibson Les Paul, which went on sale in 1952, but he was also an innovator behind the console, credited with the development of multi-track recording and overdubbing. In 1984, Lionel Richie closed out Summer Olympics in Los Angeles with a show-stopping 9-minute performance of his hit All Night Long, All Night, All Night Long, All Night. Anyway, let's move on. The memorable appearance transformed the Commodores album into a solo sensation across the globe. And in 2012, meanwhile, a cross-generational lineup of British stars performed at the London Olympics closing ceremony. The 3-hour concert included sets of Brian May and Roger Taylor of Queen, the Spice Girls, George Michael, Take That, One Direction, The Who, the Pet Shop Boys, Liam Gallagher, and Ray Davies, among others. I wonder what happened to Nolan Gallagher. Did the two brothers get in the fight that year, I wonder? I wonder. Then we got some birthdays for August the 12th in years past. Born in 1927, Porter Wagner, who was a singer and TV host. Born on August 12th, 1929, Buck Owens. From Dire Straits, Mark Knopfler was born on this day in 1949. Born in 1953 is Jerry Spicer from Men at Work. And born on this day in 1954, we have Pat Metheny. From Culture Club, born on August 12th, 1961, Roy Hay. And born in 1963 on August 12th, Sir Mix-a-Lot. And he cannot lie. Those are all the big headlines from music on this day for August the 12th. And for the final in the part for on this day, we're going to take a look at professional wrestling for August the 12th. As you see here is a picture of someone I'm not familiar with holding a trophy of some kind. We'll see who that is when we scroll down here. Oh, hey, look. There's Pepsi Phil and there's Cody Rhodes. Anyway, let's continue on. In 1988, Kurt Hennig and Owen Hart both make their WWF television debuts. Hennig wrestles under his real name and Hart competes as the Blue Blazer. If only he got rid of that gimmick before 1999. I'm just saying. In 1992, in Tokyo, Masahiro Chono defeat Ravishing Rick Rude in the final of the G1 Climax tournament. As a result, Chono also became the new NWA champion. The title had been vacant since Ric Flair was stripped of the title when signing for the WWF almost 1 year earlier. This had been the first time the title had been vacant in its 43-year history. In 1996, The Outsiders, Hey Yo, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash took on Lex Luger in the main event of WCW Monday Nitro. Randy Savage faced on Ric Flair. Rey Mysterio battled the Ultimate Dragon, and the Steiner Brothers faced Harlem Heat. In 1996 also, on the go-home edition of Raw for SummerSlam, WWE Champion Shawn Michaels had a warm-up match for his pay-per-view title defense against Vader by taking on Owen Hart. Ahmed Johnson gave an update on his injury, and Bret Hart speaks out about his return to the WWE. In 2002, on Raw, The Rock teamed up with The Undertaker, Goldust, and Booker T to take on Triple H and the Un-Americans team of Christian, Lance Storm, and Test. In 2005, ROH Redemption took place at the Montgomery County Fairgrounds in Ohio, where James Gibson defeated CM Punk, Christopher Daniels, and Samoa Joe in a 4-way elimination match to win the ROH World Championship. Also competing on the undercard were Matt Striker, Colt Cabana, the greatest man who ever lived, Austin Aries, Roderick Strong, Jay Lethal, and Matt Hardy. In 2006, Ring of Honor Unified took place in Liverpool and featured a title unification match in the main event between ROH World Champion Bryan Danielson and ROH Pure Champion Nigel McGuinness. Austin Aries and Roderick Strong defeated the Briscoe brothers to retain the ROH World Tag Team Championship. In 2007, Kurt Angle defeated Samoa Joe to retain the TNA World and IWGP Heavyweight Championships at TNA Hard Justice 2007. On the undercard, the Steiner Brothers defeated Team 3D, James Storm defeated Rhino in a barroom brawl, Robert Roode defeated Eric Young in an excellent triple threat tag team match. In 2012, Kazuchika Okada defeated Carl Anderson in the final of the G1 Climax tournament At 24 years of age, Okada was the youngest G1 winner in history. In 2014, independent wrestling standout Kevin Steen is announced as the latest WWE signing to be part of the NXT brand. The Canadian star would be renamed Kevin Owens before his official debut. And you want to know his influence of renaming Kevin Steen to Kevin Owens? Well, it's from Owen Hart himself. In 2016, Vader competed in his final wrestling match against Will Ospreay at the Rev Pro Summer Sizzler at New York Hall in London. In 2019, Kota Ibushi defeated Jay White to win the G1 Climax tournament for the first time. In 2020, a shocking moment on NXT during the contract signing for Keith Lee versus Karrion Kross as Lee opened the folder with the contract to be hit in the face by a fireball. In competition, AEW presented Tag Team Appreciation Night with a show headlined by Orange Cassidy defeating Chris Jericho. And then we have some notable wrestling birthdays for August the 12th in years past in wrestling. We have Terry Taylor, who was born on this day in 1952. Dr. Wagner Jr. was born on this day in 1965. Then we have the coach, Jonathan Coachman, born on this day, August 12th, 1972. And Fallah Bahh, who was born on August the 12th, 1982. And those are all the big headlines and the events in the world of professional wrestling for August the 12th. And I do believe we're only 21 minutes in. This is going to be a little bit of a short episode, but this main event will take up a lot of time. So this will be a main event that will be worth being main evented. That is the Mick Rock movie battle that I recorded back in 2012. Now, with this tournament, you're going to see movies from previous decades, mainly the 90s, 2000s, some 2010s as well. And this is a tournament where I determined at that time, when I recorded this in 2012, what is my favorite movie of all time? This tournament will help me along to get where I need to go. Eventually doing a top 100 top movies or a top 100 favorite movies of all time. This tournament will help me get there. So, let's present, share screen, and let's react to my old video that I recorded back in 2012. This is called the Mick Rock Movie Battle. Keep in mind, this is not 2012 movies. These are movies from decades prior. Mainly the 90s, 2000s, whatever. So let's react. In 3, 2, 1, action. Hey, what is going on, Mick Rockers? I'm so glad you have taken your time to spend it at the Mick Rock Studio on this very Christmas Eve day of December 24th, 2012. I am your host, Mike Mick Rock Wilson, and in just 4 days, you will see a special supercharged presentation of the Mick Rock Movie Battle. From 1992 to this year, 32 of the very best movies have been selected over the past 20 years to battle it out. The winner of this battle will be the best Mick Rock movie of the past 20 years. That is right. But right now, I'm going to give you a graphic of what this battle will look like. Ah, yes, that's right. Of course, right here is the logo, the Mick Rock Movie Battle. There's going to be 32 movies on this side. There's going to be 16 battling it out. Right now they're blank, but once they're filled up, the battle will begin. And over here are the other 16 movies that will battle it out. All right, so here we go. So this supercharged presentation is a 4-day event that starts on the 28th of December and it will conclude on New Year's Eve. And on that very day, the winner will be in this very bracket right here. And on top, it will say the best Mick Rugg movie of the past 20 years. What will it be? Well, later on, within the now, I'm actually going to pause here and say this. Back in 2012, I used to, when I used to do tournaments, I always had sheets of paper, and I would, as you saw on the screen, I would actually write the blocks down and write what's going to be in the blocks down. Nowadays, when I do it in 2026, I go online to do this. So it's amazing that I went from going from paper to electronic doing tournaments. Next few hours, I am going to give you a list of the 32 movies that will be a part of this down below. And on a side note, Merry Christmas to everyone, and hope you all have a happy new year. Christmas in August. I'm your host, Mike McRock Wilson, signing out. Get plenty of rest, and always do your best. Keep in mind, also that catchphrase, that I recorded that in 2012, so that phrase has always been with me. Hey, what's going on, everyone? I'm so glad you've taken your time to spend with me right here on this very day of December 28th, 2012. Welcome to the Mick Rock Studio. I am your host, Mike Mick Rock Wilson, and this is a special supercharged presentation. The wait is finally over. The hype has ended. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Mick Rock Movie Battle, where I picked 32 of the greatest Mick Rockin' movies 32 movies of the past 20 years. They will battle it out, and only one will, in this slot right here, will be the Mick Rock movie of the past 20 years. This is a 4-day event, and on the first day is 16 round matches. Over here we go. Here we go. All right, let's see what we got. We will have Avatar taking on the Punisher. Punisher also, 2004. We got Reign Over Me. Facing Star Trek, the 2012 version. Also, it is hard to read them because it is a little bit blurry. I actually know it is blurry because it's just the text is blurry. We have Inception. That movie I can sort of see it. Cradle to the Grave. I can actually see it a little bit. Walk the Line will take on Gangs of New York. That's a good match. We will see Titanic battling it out against Hannibal Rising. Oh. We will also have... I should say this. If only I saw Silence of the Lambs then, it would have been Titanic versus Silence of the Lambs. Sucker Punch facing Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Good match. Also, we will have The Social Network facing Ace Ventura When Nature Calls. Good one. And we have The Lion King. That movie will take on Men in Black. Also, I should mention it should be Ace Ventura Pet Detective. That's the better Ace Ventura movie, I think. Over on the right side, we will have first round matches. We will have Serenity taking on The Sixth Sense. Now that's a match. V for Vendetta will take on Toy Story. Yeah, that's a good one. The movie 2012 will face The Condemned. Not bad. The Matrix will take on Angels in the Outfield. Two of my favorites. Also, we will have Aladdin. That movie will take on Jumper. That's an easy one. We will also have Liar Liar. That movie will take on The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. Shutter Island. That should be Lord of the Rings. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Hobbit should have been nowhere near this tournament. This should have been one of the Lord of the Rings movies. Will face the movie Taken. So Shutter Island versus Taken. And 50-50 will take on Muhammad Ali. Nice.
All this and more. The results of these first round tournament matches will begin in just a very few moments.
I love how back 14 years ago I would still be able to hype something up and I sound really, really corny for some reason. Nowadays, when I do it, I'm still corny.
Stay tuned to see what movies will go on to the second round in day 2 as the Make Rock movie battle begins now.
Here we go.
Hey, welcome to the McRock Studios, everyone. I'm your host, Mike McRock Wilson, and this special supercharged presentation, the McRock Movie Battle, the results of the first round tournament matches to determine what movie will go right there in that slot as the best movie of the past 20 years. This is the 20th year I've been watching movies, and I picked 32 of the very best. Right now, the results.
First round results. Here we go.
The winner between the match in Avatar and Punisher is Avatar.
Yeah.
The first round match between Reign Over Me and Star Trek, the winner is Star Trek.
Good pick.
The match between Cradle to the Grave and Inception, the
Inception.
movie that will go on in the second round is Inception.
No one we trust.
Walk the Line took on Gangs of New York. What movie has
that could have went
surpassed
either
the
way.
other? It is Gangs of New York.
That one couldn't win either way.
The battle between Titanic and Hannibal Rising was a tricky one, but Titanic is the victor and moving on to the second round.
I'll say this. It might have been a tricky one for me back then, but looking back at it now, that's a clearly one-sided match between Titanic and Hannibal Rising.
Sucker Punch faced Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, another tough one. But Crouching Tiger is moving on.
Crouching Tiger is the right choice.
And also, The Social Network took on the movie Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, but to no avail. The Social Network, hands down, is better.
Yep, I agree.
The Lion King took on Men in Black. The winner of that match is The Lion King.
Right pick as well.
Over at the other end of the Mick Rock movie battle, we had Serenity took on The Sixth Sense.
That's a good match.
The winner of that match is Serenity.
But I love Serenity more.
V for Vendetta took on Toy Story. The winner of that match is V for Vendetta.
That could have went either way.
2012 took on The Condemned. And in a surprising victory, The Condemned has won the match.
I do like Condemned.
Moving on in day 2 in the second round. The Matrix took on Angels in the Outfield.
That one could go either way.
What was to be expected? Well, let's just say The Matrix has surpassed Angels in the Outfield and is moving on in the second round. Aladdin took on Jumper. Hey, what movie is going on to the second round also? It's Aladdin.
That's an easy one.
Liar took on The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey. And in an unexpected turn of events, let's just say,
nice one.
Jim Carrey's Liar is moving on to the second round.
And rightfully so.
Shutter Island took on the movie Taken. What movie surpassed the other? Well, it's Shutter Island.
That one could have went either way.
And 50-50 took on Ali. The winner of that first round match is 50-50.
Yeah.
Those are the results of the first round tournament matches. Coming up in day 2 are the second round matches. We will have Avatar taking on Star Trek 2012. Also, we will have Inception taking on Gangs of New York. We will have Titanic go one-on-one with Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And we will have The Social Network taking on The Lion King.
Those are some good matches there.
Over on the other side, in day 2, we'll have Serenity taking on V for Vendetta. We'll have The Condemned taking on The Matrix.
That's a good match.
We will also have Aladdin taking on Liar.
That's a really good match.
Shutter Island will take on 50-50. The results
I got some
of
predictions.
The second round tournament matches will take place in day 2 tomorrow.
All right, let's see what we got.
Rest and always do your best.
Let's see what we got for the second round.
Well, it is that time. The results of the second round of the Make Rock movie battle. we had Avatar taking out Star Trek, and the winner is Star Trek.
And rightfully so.
That movie moves on to the third round, and
Yep.
one step closer to the semifinals. Also, we had Inception taking on Gangs of New York. The winner is Inception.
And rightfully so.
Which means that in the third round, Inception will take on Star Trek.
Star Trek 2012. That's a good match. I think that's a
Also, we had
semifinal?
Titanic defeating Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon,
quarterfinal.
and we had The Social Network defeating The Lion King, which means that The Social Network will take on Titanic in the third round.
That's a good match. That's a tough one.
Also, on the right side
those
of the
are
battle,
quarterfinals.
we had Serenity defeating V for Vendetta.
Yep.
Also, we had The Matrix taking down The Condemned. Which movie is going on to the third round? Well, it's The Matrix. And guess what? The Matrix is taking on Serenity.
Oh my god. Two of the greatest sci-fi movies of, to me, two of my favorite sci-fi movies. The Matrix and Serenity from 2005.
This will be a tough battle.
That's a tough battle.
Also, we had Aladdin defeating Liar Liar and is one step closer in the semifinals. Also,
now I don't know if anyone here knows this, but some of you watching may know this. Aladdin in 1992 was the first movie I saw at the theater. That's why it's in this tournament. It's one of the best.
We had Shutter Island defeating 50-50, which means that Shutter Island will face Aladdin in the third round. The winner of that match will face the winner of Serenity and The Matrix.
Oh man, that's a tough
one. The
one.
winner of Star Trek 2012 and Inception will take on the winner of the battle between Titanic and The Social Network. Which one of these movies will advance to the semifinals? We'll find out in day 3 of the Make Rock movie battle.
Now you're probably wondering, how long did it take me to actually draw that tournament? Well, it actually didn't take me long. Maybe only an hour at best, maybe less than that. All I've done was, how I done this, I taped up a bunch of sheets of paper, lined them up perfectly with the lines, and just started drawing the brackets.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Mick Rock Movie Battle. I'm your host, Mike Mick Rock Wilson, and right now, I'm going to give you the results of the...
Oh, and back when I was Mick Rock. So I was Mick Rock for a very long time.
The third round. The winner of the match between Star Trek 2012 and Inception, the winner, and moving on to the semifinals, is Inception. Also, moving on to the semifinals is the winner of the match between Titanic and The Social Network, and the winner is Titanic.
Yeah, rightfully
on the right side of the movie battle, we had Serenity taking on The Matrix. The winner of that match, and moving on, is Serenity.
Yep.
And we also had Aladdin taking on Shutter Island, and the winner is Aladdin, which means
Aladdin versus Serenity.
Semifinal match, it will be Aladdin taking on Serenity.
Semifinal.
And in the other semifinal match, we will have Inception going one-on-one with Titanic.
You know that we trust.
One of these 4 movies will go on to win.
I will say this. Those are some great semifinal matches. I mean, you got Christopher Nolan's Inception, right? Mind-bendy, revolutionary type of film. Then you got Titanic, which is based on a true story about the sinking of the Titanic, hitting the iceberg. Jack and Rose, that whole relationship. 2 of the very best epic type of feeling movies going one-on-one. And then you got on the other side 2 of the most important movies in my life, which is Aladdin, being my first movie I saw at the theater, and Serenity 2005, which is ultimately is my favorite movie of all time. And one of my favorite sci-fi movies of all time, but only one of these will actually win this tournament. Let's see how this all goes down.
In the Make Rock movie battle, which one will it be? We'll find out on New Year's Eve, and the winner of the Make Rock movie battle will conclude in day 4. So stay tuned to find out which movie will win the Make Rock movie battle. 20 years in the making.
20 years in the making.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome to the Mick Rock movie battle. Today is the final day of the tournament, and right now I will reveal the results of the semi-final matches. The match between Inception and Titanic. The winner of that match is
Is it?
Titanic.
That could have went another way.
And in the other semifinal match, we had Serenity taking on Aladdin. Which one of these movies is moving on to the final round of the Mick Rock movie battle to face Titanic? It's Serenity.
So Serenity versus
And before
Titanic.
this day is over, the match between Serenity and Titanic will come to a head, and the winner of that match will go in this slot right here, and that movie will be known as the best Mick Rockin' movie of the past 20 years.
Now, when I say the past 20 years, I'm referring to the years from 1992 to 2012. I could easily do an update of this kind of tournament in 2026 or next year for that matter. In fact, I will actually announce this right here. I will do another tournament sometime this year or next year. We'll see what happens. Anyway, let's get to the result of the final match between Titanic and Serenity.
Which movie will it be? We'll find out very soon. All right, and here we go, Mick Rockers. This is the moment you've been waiting for, 20 years in the making. Right now, I will reveal the winner of the Mick Rock movie battle. But before I do, when we got down to 2, before that we had 32 movies. And it all broke down. This is like this.
I can put in the music. Cool.
And also on the other side of the Mick Rock movie battle, we had 16 more.
Yeah, now the text becomes a little bit more clearer. It's all about the visual and the focus of it.
Of the Mick Rock movie battle.
I gotta say, that's a really cool song, man. You're actually hearing the extended version of that.
Serenity faced Titanic. The winner of the Mick Rock movie battle is...
Drum roll, please. Oh, now I got it.
Serenity.
Yeah. And a little known fact, I actually done an episode of The Rock Out Wild uh, on a previous episode where I talked about my reasons why I love the movie Serenity and how appropriate that movie won the tournament back in when I recorded this in 2012. It's 20 years in the making. This tournament was from 1992 to 2012. That was my video, and the cool thing about this video is that this video in and itself was actually broken down into pieces on another YouTube channel, and I actually put them all together in that 17-minute collage. So I'm glad I actually put it all together and to show you all. That was the main event for episode 81 of the Rock Out Wild Show. I'm going to leave you all with a quote from Perspective of the Day, and it goes something like this. The world will always have noise, uncertainty, and distractions. You cannot control all of it, but you can choose how you respond. Become the person who brings patience instead of panic, kindness instead of anger, and hope instead of fear. Your calm presence may become the steady ground someone else desperately needs. I am your host, Just Mike, and this has been episode number 81 of The Rock Out Wild Show. And on a final note, to all of you watching and listening to this all around the world, get plenty of rest and always do your best.